Hello everyone and welcome back to Zebra Cubes. Today I'm going to be trying out J Perm's cube setup. This cube is available at Speedcube Shop for $24.99. If you want to go get this cube, the link is in the description. This is also where I got the setup description for this cube. One thing that I want to say before I actually start setting up is that this is the RS3M 2020 version of the J Perm cube, not the WRM 2021. If you want that cube, the link for it will also be in the description below. To start off, J Perm has the core lubed with Lunar, while I had the core lubed with Weight 3 whenever I mained the RS3M. So I'm gonna have to change that by lubing the core with Lunar. Lubing the core is the most tedious part when it comes, in my opinion, when it comes to setting up a cube. So I'm just gonna use some video editing magic so that way the core is already lubed. Okay, that took longer than it needed to, but right now the cube with the Lunar and the core, I mean, it's only just Lunar and the core right now. I cleaned out the cube, but it feels quicker now. Now the next thing that J Perm has on his cube is Weight 1. However, I have only Weight 3 and Weight 5, and he says that there's not really a difference between the weight lubes, so let's just go with Weight 3 since it's the thinnest weight lube I have. So let's put some on the edge. While I'm putting some, J Perm's, I actually tried officially set up J Perm RS3M at DFW Cubing Spring in 2022, and many people at that comp actually said that my setup felt super similar to his. However, mine's used Nebula and Stardust. Well, I think that one only used Lunar and the weight loop. Well, J Perm's setup felt pretty fast. Well, mine's, it also felt fast, but it was more on the controllable side. While for the person who owed that J Perm RS3M had buffed the strength, I think, with magnets, or the magnets felt way stronger. Okay, so after adding a bit more Weight 3, I could say that so far this setup is feeling great. However, now it's time for the spring compression. J Perm uses the second highest spring compression on his RS3M, and I also use the second highest spring compression. So if you're setting your cube up along with and by following this video, just set it down to 0 and count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if the camera can pick it up, it should now be there should be like 2 sets of teeth on there before it falls back down to 0. So you're gonna want to do that with all sides. So let's speed up the video. Okay, so currently turning this actually feels more like my setup again. So now it's time to add the final 2 lubes, which are Stardust and Lunar. Stardust I've actually used in my setup, while Lunar is the newest lube from my most recent unboxing, and I'm not sure how many drops J Perm uses on his cube, so I'm just gonna go with the 6 that it recommends. So let's pour the drops in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I see where those people were coming from. This, so far, this is the setup that they have on Speedcube Shop, and it feels almost identical to my setup. The only thing is that I could use some of my more the finger tricks that I use now, which were somewhat harder to do because My RS3M was set to be more slow and controllable because I had a different, like, I wouldn't say different, a more slower turning style. But as I've gotten faster, my finger tricks have started to advance more. I'm using now more advanced finger tricks, and going at higher turns per second. So yeah, this actually, it feels like my setup, but I could actually like go a bit more quicker now. So this setup basically is now complete, except this isn't entirely J Perm setup, as J Perm uses also Stardust in his RS3M. However, Stardust isn't one of the lubes that's in the J Perm RS3M on SpeedCube Shop. So let's put in 6 drops of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like he did in the Stardust video. And let's see how it feels. Oh my, this kind of feels like the Tornado V3. Except I'm more familiar with this cube. Yeah, this setup actually feels somewhat like the Tornado V3, well, at the way I have it set up, but still, maybe that's why J Perm was one of the few people that didn't main the Tornado V3, because, well, this cube feels, or his setup feels a lot more like it. But I'm now going to do some solves with this setup, so let's see how it goes. Yeah, this cube setup, well, it's alright, but the one made by SpeedCube Shop is much better than how whenever I set it up. So if you're gonna actually get this cube, I'd recommend getting this already SpeedCube Shop setup one instead of setting it up yourself. However, if you do end up setting it up by yourself, it is alright. To me, I had to somewhat readjust back to the turning style that I had for the RS3M, but I could see myself actually using the setup once I actually got used to it. I got some of the times that I would normally get, so yes, but if you definitely like want to get a J Perm cube, I'd recommend the SpeedCube Shop setup ones. But that was it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.